Salutations, Future Twig. Past Twig here once again. We're back with another card call out for everyone. Today's card actually kind of comes from Yu-Gi-Oh! Nerd 22 again. He was actually telling me in private messages about a card called Bounty Agent, which I've heard of before but didn't really take a close look at. And as you can see, that's the card we're going to be talking about today. Bounty Agent is a 2/2 for 2 with Vigilance, already pretty good. Creature, Human Soldier, with the ability that you can tap it down and sacrifice Bounty Agent, and when you do that, destroy target legendary permanent that's an artifact, creature, or enchantment. So obviously this cannot target sagas, this cannot target lands, but it can target commanders, because all commanders must be legendary creatures. So this is an incredibly powerful tool for 2 mana, and it's in white, which has a lot of potential, and there's a lot of things you can do with this card. So we're going to be talking about some of the synergies today. But before we do that, let's quickly talk about the price. As of right now, this card is 27 cents, and is played in roughly about 18,000 decks, or 0.58% of all decks on EDHRX. So overall, not bad. But I don't think everyone's aware of this card, so I want to get the word out there about it. And let's get on into the synergies. Right away, when Yu-Gi-Oh! Nerd 22 and I were discussing this card, we immediately thought of Alicia, who smiles at death, which is a Mardu commander that whenever she attacks, you may return target creature card with power 2 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield, tapped and attacking. And what's wonderful is that there's a lot of different Mardu-style commanders that allow for this creature recursion style ability, with Alicia being a fairly solid one, though I will say, because it's a tap ability on Bounty Agent, having her come back into the battlefield tapped and attacking could mean that she repeatedly dies whenever you're attacking, unless you have ways to keep creatures indestructible, and there's a bit of issue with that. But overall, Alicia is still a very solid deck for Bounty Agent, and can be used to actually remove big threats that are trying to prevent Alicia from attacking. Moving on, you also have commanders like Ophalim, Siligarian Outcast, which is actually a commander deck I'm investigating with Bounty Agent here, which is has a tap ability himself, which just says pay 2, tap this, choose target creature card in graveyard that was put there from your battlefield this turn, return it to the battlefield tapped. Again, she comes in tapped, but you get that recurring value, and I think that Selesnya, with being green-white, is kind of an odd reanimation style strategy, so I wanted to give that a try. Finally, we have Carmen, Cruel Sky Marcher, which might be one of the most perfect commanders for this card because of her abilities. She's a flyer that has, whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on Carmen, Cruel Sky Marcher, and you gain 1 life. And whenever Carmen attacks, return up to 1 permanent card with mana value less than or equal to Carmen's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. So this is a very simple reanimator that also grows stronger, more powerful with Bounty Agent's sacrifice. So you can recur Bounty Agent using her second ability, or you can just use Bounty Agent as like a one-time removal spell that also allows you to bump up your Carmen as well. So there's a lot of little synergies with Carmen that I think is very powerful. In addition, while I didn't feature any commanders here, there's a lot of commanders that are very politics-based, so having the ability to be able to destroy somebody's commander at instant speed gives you kind of a lot of leverage for if you have like a deck that relies on the voting system, or a deck that relies on kind of keeping other people from attacking you for a little bit while you set up. There's a lot of little ways where I think Bounty Agent can kind of give you a little bit of space and cushion so you're not getting assaulted too much in the early game. And that is actually all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Card Calls, and have a wonderful day all. Take care.